Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel for more updates about Zeeworld. So the last update about once there was a king. Rani successfully wins all of Grandma's challenges. Let's continue. Kaal instructs the family and he scolds his children and asks Suana to leave her attitude back in the palace while in the award show. Rani wonders what she would do now, either to go with the king's mother for the prize or to teach a lesson to Grandma. She watches some bottles nearby and gets an idea. Lakan brings milk for Rani. Rani makes up that she has a fever. Lakan notices and says that she has no fever. Rani demands for a thermometer. Lakan corrects it that it is thermometer, not thermometer, and he goes to get the thermometer. Rani put the thermometer in the hot milk. The king's mother insisted on Rani to come to the doctor, but Rani tells them that she will get well by taking some rest. She makes them go up for the prize distribution. The king's mother takes her promise not to move from here. They will soon be back. Raja questions Rani where she had left. Raja boasts that he ruined Jeewan's clothes before anyone could notice. Rani asks if he has prepared the pepper. Raja tells her that he went to study last night and he prepared the pepper. Rani confirmed if he made any mistake. Raja boasts that he is really intelligent. Rani says that now is the time for plan number 2. He sent her to Grandma. She would go to Jeewan. Raja turns to her, then says that he was a good boy but not naughty in her company, then laughs that it also feels good. Grandma asks Raja about his shoes. Raja says that his shoes are under the study table of Kaal's room. He cannot enter without permission. Grandma permits him and asks him to hurry up. Rani watches Jeewan. He asks him to look up else his clothes will be ruined. Rani apologizes and runs to the other side. Jeewan follows her. The supervisors await the king's mother and other ladies and ask them to do the rehearsals. During the rehearsals, the king's mother had cough. Lakan forbids her to exalt herself. She has already done this many times. The king's mother says that she never did so. Till today, she only gave away. But today, she is raising hands to take something for the first time. Rani tells Raja that Jeewan is coming. Raja eyes a file behind himself. They unfold it with much difficulty to Jeewan that Kaal has given him the permission to do the speech. Jeewan was jealous and goes to ask Kaal about it. Raja and Rani send him to ask Grandma. She had permitted him to take the red fowl, the tin fowl, from the wardrobe. Jeewan asks Grandma if she asks Raja to take a red. Grandma agrees. Jeewan thinks that he cannot allow Raja to do the speech. He comes to snatch the fowl from Raja's hand. Rani advised Raja to let it go. Jeewan cheers. Raja and Rani thinks that they will now enjoy Jeewan's speech and laugh. Kaal, Grandma and the family arrive at the function. Suana comes out of the car. Lakan stood behind her, but the car stops their vision. It was the minister's car. Kaal welcomes him. The minister joins Anne, taunting that they fought 40 years from British. They have left, but their ways have stayed. Grandma boasted that Kaal is a huge soldier of the independence and he has shed a lot of blood. Grandma stays and asks about the kids. The king's mother's cough worsens. Kaal introduced the minister to Rageshwari and the widow of Laksharaj, Suana. He wants to respect the widows and charity begins at home. She is Suana who distributes the gift. Suana thinks that she cannot stay here anymore. Being called a widow of Laksharaj isn't a good thing for her. She is a widow, but she is a widow of Lakan. She leaves the stage. Grandma walks ahead the crowd. The supervisor stops her and sends her behind the stage. He takes Grandma towards the stage. The female manager welcomes the guest. The king's mother was shocked to hear Grandma and Kaal's name. The king's mother leaves the tent. The other ladies were greedy for the gift and they let her go. The announcement is made for Suana. Kaal looks towards her seat and finds it empty. He sends Rageshwari to look for Suana. Suana comes to the car crying. Lakan comes behind the car, but when Suana turns behind, he had already sat down repairing his circle. The handkerchief in Suana's hand flies with the wind to cover Lakan's face. She heads inside. Lakan calls her from behind. She was moved at the voice and says that there is no reason to turn around for what she has already left behind. Lakan watches the written on the handkerchief. The announcer calls both Suana and Priya. Kaal decided that the gift should be given to someone else then. Suana and the king's mother eat each other on the way. The both of them cry looking at each other and hug tightly. The king's mother watches Rageshwari coming looking for Suana and she hides her face and runs away. Rageshwari comes to Swana and asks what is this drama all about. Lakan wonders why her voice and the pain is in it so familiar. The king's mother tells Lakan that she cannot receive the gift as Kaal and Grandma are there. They run away. The gift money is given to the second winner by the minister. Kaal was enraged at this. Jeewan comes with the red fowl. Raja and Rani were happy to have reached in time. Jeewan takes the mic, unwraps the red fowl and reads the speech. He announces that he also wants to say something on this great day. Rageshwari asks him to come down, but Jeewan insisted not to tell him to come down. Jeewan boasted that Kaal and Rageshwari will be proud of him. Jeewan reads it out that today, Kaal is announcing a new rule in Amarkot. From today onward, the social differences would end up. Kaal and a banana vendor of the road are equal from today. Everyone clap. Grandma controls Kaal. Jeewan announces that Kaal is giving away 50,000 a gift to Nari Nikita. The salary of the royal palace is being increased to 30%. A school will be started in Amarkot. Kaal would himself get admitted in the school. Kaal asks Jeewan for the paper. Everyone keeps on clapping. The minister appreciates Kaal that he called himself illiterate in front of others, and he boosted others' confidence as well. He hopes that Kaal will fulfill all the promises. Kaal assures that they will be fulfilled today. Jeewan thinks that Kaal will now feed him with gulab jamun with his own hands. In the palace, Jeewan demands Kaal to leave his ears. He confessed that Raja had. Kaal says Raja doesn't know about it all. Jeewan swears that he is not lying. He tells Kaal that Grandma allowed Raja. She thinks about permitting Raja to go to Grandma's study. She wonders if she messed up Jeewan's red fowl with the red shoes of Raja. Grandma confesses her mistake, then says that the minister was really happy. He will get the ticket and maybe become a minister as well. Kaal leaves. Grandma inquires Jeewan about the whole story. Jeewan narrates it as it is. Grandma already suspected Rani. Rani asks Raja's permission to leave. If her grandmother knows, then she would have to take bitter medicines. Grandma, Rageshwari and Kokila comes in. Grandma says that Rani has not only taken Queen Gayatri's name, but her ways as well. Grandma accepted her defeat. Jeewan apologizes to Raja, and Grandma assures them about increasing the salaries of the servants, but Rani will be punished. Grandma thinks that Raja told her that Rani needs to earn a lot of money in a little time. Grandma says that her punishment is that she will not get her salary now. Raja argues with Grandma. Grandma scolded him that she knows how he fooled Jeewan to mock Kaal. Grandma asks Rani what was her decision now. She must remember if she wants the truth, it must be a complete one. She should have told Kaal that he has been mocked by Raja and Rani, not Jeewan. Rani will leave her job. What would happen to Raja? Rani was worried for Raja getting beaten up. The king's mother was afraid that she has been spotted, and she packs her bag to leave this place. Lakan asks who had seen her. The king's mother doesn't want to tell Lakan about Swana, and she says that the guard did. She coughs hard and her condition worsened. Rani asks Grandma for any punishment. Grandma challenges Rani. Rani keeps a condition that any of the palace servants who might get affected by this challenge should be called here. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like my video, share it, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you.